Hello and welcome to the channel. This is the next episode of the 1950s British sports car. It is a 1950 Jowett Jupiter, and if we just have a quick look at the drawings or the photographs, so I'll choose this one. So this is what we're trying to model. Anyway, in the last episode I told you about what I'd done, and this is about creating the blueprints. So we're starting right from the beginning and creating blueprints. The blueprints that I found didn't align, so I'm using these ones and then redoing them to suit what we're modeling. So I've done that one. So if you take a screenshot of that, and I've just started the front one. So I'll continue on with that to show you how I do it. So tab into edit mode here. All I use is a modifier. I use a subdivision surface modifier and a mirror. So that's the mirror, and I'll make sure that the clipping box is ticked, and a subdivision surface modifier with viewport level of 2 and render level of 3. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm going to continue on up here and around. So let's have a look what we got here. Right, so I'll choose that vertice there. Press 1 to go back into front view, and what I'll do is, I think this needs to come over just a little bit more to here, and I'm going to press E, and I'm going to draw up to around about here. I'm going to add 3, press Ctrl R here and scroll up and get 4 loop cuts. Okay, so grab this one, zoom in and press E and bring it up to here. So we'll just move this one around a little bit. So press G and just move it to here. Press E, come around here. This one needs to be brought in a little bit. This one needs to come down a little bit. Then press E again to here, then E to here. Now we'll use this as the middle line to here. So what we want is to join this one with this one. So click that one, press shift, and click that one, press F. Now this one needs to be pulled over just slightly and down a little bit. And then we'll choose this one. So press E here, E, and just move it over to about here. Then select these two and press F. I'm going to fill this in so that when we render it, let's move this one across a little bit. That's quite a thick line, so I'm going to press F to join it. Okay, so we've done that little bit. Now I want to smooth off this curve here, so I'm going to press shift and then control and shift and click on that one. Press right mouse button and go loop tools, relax. That'll just ease that off. If we put visibility of the there we go. So that's good. So now we need to trace in this line. So grab this one, press E here, E, Yeah, you got the gist of this. And once again, click these four and press loop tools and relax. See what happens to that, it smooths it out. Press this one, press G twice to bring it up to about here, and press E and trace around here, and again, and again. You can put as many as you put as many vertices as you like. It's we're rendering this off to be a photograph, so it doesn't matter how many we've got. But I just want to capture the essence of the curve. So press E and bring all the way across to here. And then we'll add a number of loop cuts in, about 5. Then we'll just move these around to and put them into place. Okay, so I'm going to go click on this one, click on this one, and press Control and click on this one. I'm going to apply loop tools, relax to this, okay? So you can see what's happening. So that's good. Right, so we've gone around here, so we need to go up here now. So press E, click on here, E again, click on here, then press E and go all the way to the top. I'll need to put some, press Control and scroll in about 5 times to get that in. What do we need now? So press down to here. I'm going to press loop tools and relax. So that's needs to come in a little bit to get the curve. Hold Shift down. There we go, that's not too bad. Perhaps I'll add another loop in here. Press G twice and bring that up closer. And put another one in here. Press G twice and bring that down. And that's captured that curve a little bit better. So just move that in again. Just move it in slightly. So about there, let's have a look. Yeah, it's not too bad. Bring that one in, so I'm going to press G and use the left arrow here for small movements. Right, now let's grab from here to here, press G, and then left mouse just a little bit just to get that line in. Okay, so that's good. So just bring this up a touch to about here. Oh. So press E and bring this across, then E, bring this across to about here. That's fairly straight there, so I'm going to just add in another 4 loop cuts there. Grab this one, press E, bring it all the way to the center till it locks, so we're in the center there, so that's good. So with that selected, press Control, hold the mouse down, right mouse, loop tools, and relax. We can also space these up a bit as well if we want to, so space. Okay, that's cool. Now this one, it doesn't matter if it's not quite as the blueprints. I mean, it's probably a bit more rounded there. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a bit rounded. So what I'll do, we can either take that roundness up in the modeling, or we can shape it a little bit better here. So that's what we'll do. Put a loop cut in there, and I'll put another one in here. Press G twice, bring that up, and then this. Take it over just a little bit, down. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's a little bit squarer than that, so I'll take it up just a shade. And across the shade. That's better. Okay, so that's that. So let's have a look here, see what we've got. See how much of the colour is above there, so that's not right, is it? So this basically goes all the way out over. The cover is covering that. Let's see if I've got an image without the roof cover on. So this one. So it is squarer there. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of these. I'm going to press Shift and D to duplicate it, and then I'm just going to drag this down to about here. And then I'm going to do exactly the same here. So Shift and D, and then move it over in the Z axis to around about there. Then this one needs to come in just a little bit more. Then we'll bring that one down to there. Okay, so next one is this. So that needs to go across till it locks up. Yeah, okay. So this now we'll take to about here. So highlight this one, then press Control. Highlight this one, then press Control and left mouse. And let's apply loop tools to it first. Loop tools, relax, and press Shift and D, set it into place, and bring it up on the Z axis to about here, to about there. Get this one and this one, press F, then put another loop cut in the middle here, and just bring that up slightly. So take this line here, right mouse, loop tools, relax. So that shapes that out a little bit better. Now, we've got a gap here, so press F, zoom in, let's have a look at it. Right, press Control and R here, then press G, just bring it up till it makes a reasonable line there. Just select these from here to here, right mouse, loop tools, relax, thing what we'll do is press G twice and bring that in closer and just move it up a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so next thing we've got to do is to do this bit in here. So once again, on a copy, I'm going to drag that, click that one, then hold Control and click that one. I'm going to apply Loop Tools Relax to that too, because that doesn't look quite right. Press Shift and D, and then take it down in the Z axis to about here. Select these as well. Let's relax that as well. And then press Shift and D, and then bring that over on the X axis to about here. You can see where the blueprints are not quite. It'd be very difficult to model off this. So bring that in here. Press Control and R here. And you can see the sub-surf curve. So that's the actual curve if you rendered it out. So if you bring this up and across, across to there, let's have a look at that. It's not really miles away. So that looks pretty good. Okay, so there's with it, we've got to there. Now grab this one, press E, bring it across to this corner here. Once again, we'll grab these, press Loop Tools Relax. See, what this does is it averages out the length. So if we've got a vertex slightly higher than the others, it'll just bring it back into place. So grab this one, press E, and bring it down to around about here. Now this looks like it's thicker at the top than the bottom, so just check that. It looks the same actually all the way up. So I've got these two. Right, we haven't got one there. Okay, so grab this one, press Shift and D, then bring it down directly on the Z axis to there. Shift and connect, and press F and connect both of them. So we'll delete this one for now. Press X and delete the vertex. Choose this one, press Shift and D, left mouse click, set it in place, and then bring it down on the Z axis to here. Click both of them, press F. Now just so we've got a good line here, we'll press Control and R and scroll up about 5 times. Push that one in and then click this one and do the same. 5 times. So you can see the curve there, it needs to be straight. So what I'm going to do is press G twice. No, I'm not, I'm going to add another one in. So press Control and R, and then press G twice and bring that up as close as possible. And do the same here. Press G twice and bring it across so it's straight. So that's where we are at the moment. So now, just going to do outlines, okay? So I'm going to grab one of these, press Shift and D, then I'm going to bring that all the way down to here. So what we're doing is looking at this black area here. So I'm going to press Control and Shift and D again, and I'm going to bring this down on this axis. Okay, So press, this is what I'm going to do, press E and X, and that's because the clip's on, clipping's on. So I'm just going to take clipping off for a moment and pull this one over to about there. I'll do the same with this one, E, X, bring that all the way across. With that one selected, press shift and select that, and press make sure that active element is on. So press S, X and type in 0. That'll put it in the same line. So with those two selected, press F to make sure we'll put clipping back on. Okay, so we've got this now. Right, so I'm going to add in 3 loop cuts here. I'm going to add in 3 loop cuts here. And I'm just going to pick these two and press S, Z. I think it needs to be bounding box. Yeah, it does. So go back to bounding box here. So press S and Z. Do that. Select these two. Press S and Z. And finally pick these two. And press S and Z. So that makes the workflow uniform all the way round. So let's have a look at that. So this needs to come out a little bit, so I'm going to add in a loop cut here and one here corresponding. So shift and control and R, grab these two and just pull them out on the x-axis. Right, let's press tab. See where we are on that. It's almost there. Just bring it out a little bit more. So that looks okay. Right, now this one, so shift and D, and then press G and move that into place here. Press E and bring it all the way across to here. Press E again. On any curve, I usually have 3 vertices to capture the curve. Press E again and bring it down to here. So press E, that's the second one, E, the third one, and then where are we? I'll choose this one and press F to join it. So take this one back a bit, press E and E again to get the curve, press E to bring it down to here, E again and again, and then choose these two and press F. So let's have a look, let's get in here. Press Control and R, scroll up, put 3 in, and make sure these are level. So what I'll do is choose that one, make sure that we're back on active element, and press SZ and 0 to get that level. Put 2 in here and do the same with this. So choose that one first, then control that one last and press SZ and 0. So let's have a look at this. So it's not a million miles away. So I'm just going to grab these 3 and move them out just a slight bit. Let's have another look. Yeah, that looks fine. Now I'm going to grab these and pull them out a little bit. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So where have we got to go now? Right. So we want this to be the same thickness as this. So tab into object mode. What I haven't done is put these in. So this, and this. So this and this. Shift. Press SX0. That brings that out. And then lastly this one and this one. Press SX0. Right. So I'll grab this one and this one last. So SX0. And then lastly choose this one. Scroll up. So choose this one and this one. No, actually, yeah, that's right. So SX0. So that brings it in there. Okay, grab these two. And press E and Z. Take them all the way down. Take them all the way down to here. Add in 2 on here. So scroll up and press 2. Choose this one, and then this one, SX0. And finally this one, and this one, SX0. Press F there. These two, and press F there. So we want about 3 in. Right, let's just do 1 for now. 1 here. Bring it down to about here. Press SZ0. Right, and now we can put in another 3 in here. Okay, so that's that done. What do we got here? So I'm going to just put in about 5 in here. I'm going to move them up on the Z-axis to about there. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so not a lot more to do. I'm going to grab these 4. I'm just going to move them down on the Z-axis to marry it with that a little bit better. So grab these 2 and bring them up slightly. Right, grab these 2 and press E and X. Bring them across to around about here. It's difficult to see on this blueprint what that's doing. So what I'll do is bring this across and have a look. See what it's actually doing down there. Hard to see. So let's have a look at this one. So it's hard to see with that one. that goes round. So that goes round in a little circle around there. So I think that's what I'm going to do, this bit here. Okay. So grab this, press E, bring it in here, E again, and bring it in here. So we've got our curve. Press these three, and press Loop Tools and relax. And grab this one. Let's put a loop cut in here first. So press Ctrl and R in here. Select these two and press SZ and 0. And then press F to join them. So do the same here. Ctrl and R. Select these two, press S. Go back. So SZ and 0. So grab this. And what we're going to do is bring it all the way over here. So I need another loop cut in here. So press Ctrl and R. That not? Press F. Right. So press Ctrl and R. So select that and press SZ0. Then whilst you've got them both selected, just move them down slightly to about here. So Ctrl and R. So these two are not joined, so select these two and press F. So press Ctrl and R, put in about 6 loop cuts. I'm okay with that. Let's have a look where we are. Don't know what's happening there. So I don't think these are joined, so press F. So let's have a look, that's better. That and that are not straight, so let's straighten them out. So SZ0, ooh, wrong one, SX0, so that's that. I'm going to put a loop cut in here because we just need to define. What I'm going to do is to press G twice, just bring that down a little bit, and we're going to add in 2 loop cuts here. Grab both of them and press E and X, and bring them all across to here. Press Ctrl R here and add in 2. See what the drill is, so select that one and then that one, press SZ0, then this one and this one, SZ0. So now we need to press F to join that, and then F to join that. We need, I'm going to add in about 5. Okay, so that's that. I might be deleting the faces actually, because when I do render it I want lines, not but let's move on. We've got some, I'm not going to bother putting these in. Not going to bother putting this in because we can do that in the modeling stage. But I need a line down here now. So let's add a couple of loop cuts here and a couple of loop cuts in here. Then I'm going to use these two. So I press G twice, bring that over to around about there. So this one and then this one, and press SX0. then press F to join them. So I think that is our blueprint. Now I'm not going to add a steering wheel in or windscreen wipers or anything like that. We can do that another time. So let's just hide the blueprint for now and see where we are. There we go. So I've just got a little bit to do now. We've got this bit here. But if you look at this, it's not far off. So we've got to join these up here. Okay. So bring the blueprints back. So we've got here to, I'd say here, then press Shift and D to duplicate them, then move them up on the Z axis to about there. Join these two, press F, then join these two and press F. Now, as you can see, this needs to be tighter, so I'm going to put a loop cut in fairly close here. Press G twice, bring that in fairly close. I'm going to add another one in here. Press G twice and bring it in fairly close. So that's that. What else do we need to do? The body needs to connect here. So I'm going to press Control and R here, G twice, and just bring it across just a shade. Then I'll grab these two and press F. So I think that's all we need to do. So press Tab. Sure that line is there. Let's just check that line. So here, that is just a straight line. I haven't got that. I've got some strange vertices here. So this one and this one. And this one, SZ0, and this one and this one, SZ0. So I'm just wondering why. Right, okay, I can see why. So grab these two, press G twice, bring that very close there, press these, G twice, bring these up very close, Control R in here, bring that over, so it's very close. So let's tap now. That looks better, but it's a huge gap, that. Just take another look at, and see if I can get a better front view. Let's have a look at this one. It's not very clear. So that is this piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the gap narrower. So press Tab. Let's put a few loop cuts in here. So I'll grab this. So sorry, this and this. I'm just going to move it up so we've got a shorter gap there. Already that looks better. Right. Just make sure we've got no duplicates here now. Just make sure we've got no duplicates in the mesh. So tab, press A, press mesh and clean up, merge by distance. No, we haven't got any duplicates, but that is our mesh. What I want to do now is, I think this should be in the center. So what I'm going to do is select this, press Shift and S, and press cursor to selected. I'm going to Shift and D, move this down. And I'm going to press Shift and S. Selection to cursor. No, that doesn't work. Shift and S. Selection to cursor. Okay. And now I'm going to join these two. Press F. I'm going to join these two and press F. And finally these two and press F. Okay. And with this selected, I'm going to press Shift and no, I'm not. I'm going to grab this, Shift and D. I'm going to press S and scale it in. So first we need to go to bounding box, so go there. So press S to scale it in to about there. So there we go. Okay, so these lines and whatever we can add in when we're actually modelling the car. And also the hood ornament. Let's just look at this hood ornament. Okay, I'm just going to put a rough thing in there. So press Shift and D and bring that up. So here, Shift and D, G, and move it. I know why, that's because of this clipping. So G, move this across to here. Press these two and press F. Control and R, stick in about 4 loop cuts. Grab these two, bring them down a little bit. This one, bring it down a little bit. Press this line, right mouse, loop tools, relax. Deselect this one, press Shift and D to duplicate, press G, and then type in minus, so S, Z, 90, that's miles off, so SX 180. And y-axis, isn't it? SY 18E. Oh, forget that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just move these up individually. Select these two, press F, grab these, Loop Tools, relax. It's miles off, isn't it? I'm just going to move these up a little bit. Move this one up a little bit. This one up a little bit. Now we'll grab these and go Loop Tools, relax. Okay, so G twice to here. And then this line. So we want a loop cut in here. Press G twice, bring it across to. When you look at it, that's not exactly central, so I'm going to eyeball this and do it to here. Join these two, press F, press Ctrl and R, put in 4 loop cuts. I'll move them all in. There, deselect that. Move these in slightly. Move these in slightly. Deselect that. Move these in slightly. And move this one out slightly. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so there we are. That's the front done. Okay, so in the next episode I'll be doing the rear view. Okay, so if we just check what we've done, there we go. So that's the blueprints for the front, and then when we've done them all, we'll line them all up so we've got matching. So we've got matching lines everywhere. Okay, thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.